Since the 1st of February 2020, Great Britain is no longer a member of the European Union. In this film, you will learn how this Brexit came about and what consequences it has after more than 2 years for the United Kingdom and the European Union. Welcome to Brexit. On January 23rd, then Prime Minister David Cameron announced his intention to change the role of the United Kingdom in the European Union. He also wanted to let the British population vote on the remaining in the EU to eliminate the increasing skepticism among the British population towards the EU. On June 23, 2016, the referendum took place and showed that the majority of the British population wanted to leave the European Union. As a consequence of the unexpected result, Cameron resigned from his post as Prime Minister the next day after the referendum. In July 2016, Theresa May took over as Prime Minister. In March 2017, she submits the UK's letter of resignation from the EU and led the negotiations between the UK and EU. After the House of Commons rejected the first agreement and also rejected further new revised agreements, Theresa May announced her resignation as Prime Minister in June 2019. Just 1 month later, Boris Johnson took over as Prime Minister in July 2019. He is committed to leave the EU by October 31st, 2019, even without a withdrawal agreement if it's necessary. On October 17th, Johnson reached a withdrawal agreement with the EU, which was again rejected by the House of Commons. As a consequence to this, new elections were held, and after them, there was another vote on a slightly adjusted withdrawal agreement, and this time it got the required majority. As a result to this, the UK leaves the European Union on January 31st.
The consequences. Britain's exit from the European Union has many negative consequences for both Britain and the European Union. In general, the consequences can be divided into 3 types. First, the economic consequences, second, the social consequences, and third, the domestic and foreign policy consequences. Economic consequences. The Brexit caused the European Union to lose its second largest economy and tore a big hole in the European economy, but the Brexit has had an even more fatal impact on the UK economy. Trade between the two parties has become much more difficult. In many sectors, there are high tariffs, delays, and also labor shortages, as many citizens from the European Union are not allowed to continue working and living in the UK. In addition, many financial institutions have already moved their business to mainland Europe, weakening the British economy. The social consequences. But Brexit also has consequences for the British and European population. For example, every EU citizen will no longer be able to live, study, and work in the UK and the other way around. As a result of Brexit, Britons living in the EU or Europeans living in the UK will lose their residence permit and have to leave their new home. In addition, it has become much more difficult for students and workers to study or work abroad. The domestic and foreign policy consequences. The greatest consequence that is likely to occur can be found in the domestic and foreign policy issues. First of all, Great Britain could lose part of its overseas territories as a result of Brexit, as the idea of leaving keeps coming up there, because, on the other hand, they feel left out because they were not allowed to vote in the referendum but have to live with the consequences. And on the other hand, because they lost a large part of the subsidies by leaving the European Union. Secondly, Scotland could leave Britain. In the 2014 referendum, a large proportion of the Scottish population was in favor of remaining a member of the United Kingdom. However, this was before Brexit and much has changed since then. Meanwhile, a large part of the Scottish population is in favor of Scotland leaving Britain and joining the European Union. And last but not least, there's the Northern Ireland conflict. With Brexit, Northern Ireland is also leaving the European Union. This could have the effect that the conflict between Ireland and Northern Ireland, which is about the reunification of Ireland with Northern Ireland, could flare up again. This conflict was actually declared over in 1998 by the EU, but it is currently boiling up again.
We have seen neither party benefits from this separation. Brexit only leads to problems and conflicts.